Okay, hi, I'm back. The dog isn't barking, and I just feel like I want to show you how to make a hot soup smoothie so that you don't feel like you're left out high and dry. You can use any vegetables that you want that you think is going to be good. A cream of cauliflower, you can do carrot, butternut squash, broccoli, a leek, asparagus, anything that you want that would be a good creamed soup. And today I'm gonna do mushroom. So I'm just gonna show you what I'm gonna do, just because I think it's important for you to actually see that it doesn't take that long, it's not that hard. Okay, so I'm gonna take my mushrooms. They are pre-washed and organic. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put them in my I have a cast iron, but whatever you have, saute pan. So I'm gonna go ahead and put all those in there. And we wanna have the most mushrooms. So whatever soup that you're making, it goes to say that you're gonna have the most of that vegetable because that's the flavor that you're trying to get. I also have some shiitake, organic pre-washed. So I'm gonna put those in there just for a depth of flavor with the mushrooms. I'm always gonna go in ahead and put a little bit of greens just for extra, so just a handful of spinach just to saute down. As you know, spinach goes into practically nothing. Maybe I'll put another little handful in, but we don't want to overpower it. We want the most vegetables in our pan to be mushrooms because that's the soup I'm making. If it was broccoli, then the most would be broccoli. If it was cauliflower, the most would be cauliflower. And if you're doing cauliflower or broccoli, I recommend steaming them. Most vegetables I recommend steaming. There's some that are better sauteed, so you can be the judge of that. I'm going to, the broth already has garlic and onion in it, so I don't want to make it overpowering, but onion is a really nice flavor and it gives us some antioxidants and some really nice flavor. So I'm just going to put in one small red onion, and I'm going to cut this in half, maybe in fourth, dice it just kind of so that it cooks in here. So this is all what we want to cook down. And I'm gonna do a little bit of leek for flavor too, but leek is very, very powerful and overpowering, so don't do too much of it. So if that's not the soup that you're making, unless you're making a leek soup or a leek mushroom soup, but I'm gonna use about this much leek. Again, I'm just gonna cut it in quarters and throw it into the pan for flavor. Okay, I'm going to salt this, even though there's salt in the broth, and I'll probably throw in some extra spices and pepper after. And I'm just gonna finish it up with my herbs so we can get sauteing that. Today I have some rosemary, so I'm gonna use about a sprig of rosemary and just peel it off the stem. And in it goes. It gives such a beautiful flavor and depth to the soup. I am going to use a sprig of thyme. So again, if you don't have the fresh ones and you only have the powders, just go ahead and use them. But it is nice to have the fresh. Again, peel it off the stem. And I'm going to use a little bit of oregano as well. So just a tiny little leaf of oregano, and I'm just gonna peel them off the stem. That gives it a much more bold flavor. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I am going to saute this. I would normally saute this in butter, ghee, or coconut oil. So since I don't really use butter, I only use ghee and coconut oil. I would go ahead and or avocado oil, I'd probably go ahead and do this in coconut oil. And a little bit of the coconut cream that I'm using too. Since I'm actually using that, I'm actually gonna go ahead and put a little bit of the cream in the bottom as well to make it creamy so it doesn't stick. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw the cream, some of the cream right in there. Instead of my coconut oil, I might put just a little bit of coconut oil in now, a tablespoon, and some of the cream. So I'm gonna come ahead and take it over to my stove And get out some coconut oil. Okay. So just about a tablespoon, like that, goes into the pot. And we have our other coconut cream in there, so it shouldn't do anything bad. So there you go. You can see this is all plant-based. It's all vegetables. And of course, mushrooms are definitely not greens, but I had a lot of mushrooms, so I want to use them up. But making a really good broccoli soup is a great idea too, to get your extra greens. But we've had lots of greens today. We've had a great big huge green smoothie, so I don't feel bad about having, and I've got a couple handfuls of spinach in here as well. So there we go. We're gonna cook this sort of on high, get it going, and then we're going to just saute it. Meanwhile, hang on. We are going to take our bone broth that we had from yesterday. You can see it in here. It's really flavorful. So I'm probably going to use about 2 cups. I have another 2 cups in the fridge. Actually, this is about 3 cups. So that's about 1 and 2. I fill it to the 2-line mark. The Instant Pot has a mark in here so you can see. So that's really nice. But actually, since we're making a big pot, I'm going to go ahead and put all this in because I have 2 or 3 cups left in the fridge for my stew tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. So what we want to make sure that we remember is that we want to make the soup creamy. So I may add actually a little bit of cauliflower. So I won't use the whole can of coconut cream. I'll use half of it, and I'll probably add about a half a cup or a huge handful of cauliflower so we don't overpower the flavor. I'm going to go put it in my saute pan. To give it a nice cream. So as you can see, we've got, let's see. So we've got our broth waiting in here, right? And we're going to put that with the soup. Actually, I should have put it in my Vitamix, but anyway. There we go. And then we've got all this. It's gonna saute, and we're going to be able to make a beautiful soup. And we're going to put those 2 things in the Vitamix. We're gonna blend them, and then we're gonna put it back in the Instant Pot or a pot and just warm it to serve, or cook it to serve. You can cook it for another, like, you know, half an hour, and you can cook it for an hour if you want a really deep, rich flavor. So I might put it back in the Instant Pot on slow cook for the rest of the day until it's time to cook. So that will be really helpful as well, and it will taste really delicious. So as you can see, I just wanted to come back to show you what we're doing here. So we're sauteing the vegetables. We have our mushrooms base. The whole pan is really made up of mushrooms, but we're gonna saute this down. We have the cauliflower in there for the cream, and the onions and the leeks and the herbs for the flavor. And we have our bone broth, and that is gonna make a really nourishing soup for everybody. And there's gonna be lots left over, and we're gonna use whatever we have left over, probably in the base of our stew, or we can freeze it and use it for the soup next week. So again, really easy. Hopefully that just helped a little bit more to see it done out. And I'm gonna drink my green smoothie right now, and you should feel a lot more nourished today. So I want you to remember that this is like the first day we did the water. Oh, and one more thing. This isn't an excuse to fill up on tons of carbs and tons of food and just smash it in and make it taste sweet and all of that stuff. We're still going for the nutrients. We're still going for the vegetables. And so it's really important that we choose the right vegetables and that we really, really have a nourishing, healthy smoothie, because some of the smoothies can get a little carried away and they're a sugar bomb. They're super high in sugar, and that's not doing your body any good. So that's what we want to do. And we want to remember that once we drink this and we have our smaller red or colored, it could be like a pumpkin carrot, or, you know, pumpkin in the fall, something like that. Maybe like a lemon in the summer. Lemon coconut milk would make a great smoothie. So whatever season it is, and whatever you have your small colored one and your large green one, and then you're gonna have your big soup for dinner. you know, you want to make sure that you're not going ahead and saying, I'm still hungry, and having like adding another thing in. Just, this isn't a license to eat that much. This is all we're going to put in our stomachs today. And remember, fill up on the water, the 2 mason jars of water. It's super important to drink that water. And the rule is, after you have had your green smoothie and your soup, you must drink the water before you start having more smoothies. So don't, I mean, if you need another smoothie, make another smoothie, but drink the water first. And then you'll see if you really need it or not. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do today. And it should be good. Day 3 is a good day, so enjoy it.